What? There's a Game of Thrones game?
Alright, so yeah, we are playing Game of Thrones in honor of the season starting up this weekend. So, yeah, I haven't played this game. Reviews are mixed, so don't know if it's any good, but we will find out, I guess. Yes, my typing shall always be audible, because I type with my fists.
Year 298. Westeros. Realm of
Oh, they got the
Seven
actual
Kingdoms.
Varys to do the voice.
The world has changed. The ancient Targaryen line of kings had its fire extinguished after reigning over the Seven Kingdoms for many centuries. Robert Baratheon's rebellion unified most of the realm's great houses under a single banner, thus bringing about the fall of the Targaryens. Thus, 15 years ago, he acceded to the Iron Throne, becoming Lord of the Seven Kingdoms. Far from the Game of Thrones and political intrigues, far to the north, in the land where winter seems never to die, a border cuts the continent in two, the Wall. The Night's Watch has been its guardian for thousands of years, protecting the realm at all costs from wildling attacks and other menaces from beyond. The danger is constant, the cold is bitter, and death is sweet for those who fall. At times, even the bravest warriors give up and attempt to escape this white purgatory.
Somewhere south of the Wall. A guy's running with a crossbow.
I knew that you were the one he'd send, Mars. Damned moment. It had to be you.
It's over, old brother. All your attempts are in vain. You know I'll end up taking you to Castle Black, dead or alive.
Why not let me get away for old time's sake? After all, we're brothers.
You betrayed us by attempting to escape, my friend. My duty is to bring you back. You know there's only one way to leave the Night's Watch.
I'm sorry, Mars, you leave me no choice. Oh, shit.
"15 years. It's been 15 years since you abandoned your family and your lands to walk the icy stones of the wall, the sole barrier against the darkness that threatens to sweep down from the north. Your crime was choosing to act with integrity in a world divided between those who command and those who serve. In return, you were given another choice, the same choice as all other criminals and traitors in the Seven Kingdoms: death or a life of exile in the Night's Watch. But wouldn't death have been a far sweeter fate than a life of misery and violence? The outside world has forgotten this desolate place, lost in eternal winter. The wall slowly drains every last breath from those who patrol it, stealing the last dregs of warmth from their souls. On this bleak day, after hunting down the deserter, you are returning to the place you now call home, the headquarters of the Night's Watch, Castle Black. Play. I am Moors, a ranger in the Night's Watch, the military order charged with protecting and holding the immense wall separating the realms of the Seven Kingdoms and the wildlands to the north. You are tormented by your past, a veteran and hero of Robert Baratheon's rebellion, which brought an end to the ancient order. You betrayed your lord. You were forced to leave your family and homeland to go to the wall, far from the warmth and love of your wife and daughter. And he looks very grumpy about it indeed. Combat style. Landed knight, well versed in the art of combat and favors defense over attack. He also wears heavy armor and bears a stout shield. Hedge knight prefers a two-handed weapon. A Magnar, fierce warrior. Looks like a wildling. Thinking of going with the hedge knight. He could have a ponytail in there. That's why he's wearing the helmet, so the game can trick me again. Alright, Knack agrees. Strength increases. Agility increases. Blah 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 blah. Luck increases. Extra loot and blah blah blah. Endurance is your health. It's unusual. Intelligence is your chances of negotiating for lower prices. Energy recovery is part of intelligence. That's weird. Alright. Why would I be super duper strong? How many points do I have? I have 3 remaining. Domination. Perform a massive strike against all opponents in front of you. Sounds good. And we got 2 trees here. Piercing through armor. Make the ground shake. What? I think I gotta go with that one, huh? Oh, it only affects opponents. That's not as fun. Resistant to stun. Raise your weapon to the skies and strike your opponent in the face. That's kind of awesome. Unleash a wild string that strikes all enemies within the range of 3 meters. I think I'm gonna go... That's a hard choice. I think I'm gonna go with the earthquake, because then that'll let me strike people in the face. It seems like an appropriate way to deliver justice. Maybe not the most polite way, but alright. Do I want to be resistant to stun or do the headbutt? I think I'm gonna get the resistance to stun. I can pick up the headbutt next. Skill points. I think I just want to use only swords. I don't care about the other stuff. Swords seem the most Game of Thronesy. Maybe I should put a few points into projectiles though. Blunt arrows. What? Nah, screw it. Oh, check that out. That's kind of different. You pick your weaknesses. I like that. It's different. Oh, you can choose the grayscale. That's awesome. I could be a bad leader. Your poor leadership skills discourage your teammate and your allies. I don't want to go with Johanna. The fear of blood makes you effective. You be squeamish around blood. You have the grayscale, yeah. Witless. You can be kind of dumb. 2 fewer skill points gained per level. We're not very good at handling flasks. A trait that could have dire consequences. So you go to drink a health potion and you drop it. That sounds pretty hilarious. I think I may get that just to see it once. Or, well, I'll probably see it more than once, but I have to know. Oh, and look, and then that means that I can't master the art of medicine or poisons if I want to be clumsy. I'm gonna be clumsy. Asthmatic makes you slightly more fatigued. I could have the gout. Arrhythmic cause your joints make moving difficult. Allergic. Inattentive. Collapsed lung. Or you could be have pyrophobia like the dog. Half pint. Hemophiliac. Meaning you bleed a lot. Damage received by the state. Paranoid. Paranoid. Your mind is constantly envisioning the worst possible scenario, a fear that manifests even larger when numerous foes attack you. And psychopath. You need kills, or your need to kill makes you unstable. Alright, well I got some. I think that'll give me enough damage. +7 for your teammate and allies. Get leech. Acrobat. Your overwhelming might is too much for your enemies. Tune your reflexes so finely that you can now avoid the worst situations without even thinking. Venture, senses are well developed, accurate. Small blades. Effective at 2 hands. Dexterous. Ranged weapon. Expert at parrying. Alright, I think I'm going to put a point in, at least 1 point into 7% for teammate and allies. That sounds pretty awesome. So do that. I think I may do this one. Wait, I gotta access it. Oh, I see. This one is more expensive. Okay. So if I wanted to get this one, I'd have to get 2 more points in weaknesses. Let's see, energy cost. I could be afraid of fire. That sounds kind of awesome. Alright, I need 1 more weakness. I'm gonna be afraid of blood. And I can be afforded to be gifted. So I'm smart and I'm a great leader, but I'm clumsy, I'm afraid of blood, and I'm afraid of fire. Character creation is finished. Remaining points can be used later. I'm confirming. That's my dude. He's not perfect, but he's a good leader, and he's kind of smart.
Castle Black. Nothing's changed since the day we arrived. 15 years. Remember, Morris? We were so strong back then. At the time, I really believed in the mission of the Night's Watch, you know.
You've changed, old brother. I never thought you would betray us.
Aye, well, you've always had a knack for choosing friends. One night here, and you'd already bashed in 3 of our brothers' skulls.
I wasn't the only one there, if I remember rightly.
That's me. I never think of the consequences. All I do is give.
Look at this, boys. Morse finally brought back that worm, Gorold. Well done. Some men bet against you, but I wagered you'd make it. It must have been quite a hunt.
Gorold knows how to cover his tracks and isn't half bad with the sword.
I've known you for 15 years, but I still had just a shred of hope that I'd give you and your damn dog the slip. I would have hated getting caught by a little shit like our friend here.
Hold your tongue, deserter.
That's not what your mother said last night.
I'll teach you about respect, dog!
Enough! I forbid you to touch him. You would not have had the slightest chance against him, blade in hand. Tell me, where is Mormont?
The Lord Commander is in front of the Commander's Keep with the new recruits. They've just sworn their oaths.
So they are finally sworn brothers of the Night's Watch. Fools. Now you can teach them a little lesson. Right, Mors?
Mors, you brought this traitor back. I knew I could count on you.
I did what I had to, Lord Commander.
They all have a weakness of
Does you honor.
weak shoulders, so they need
Recruits,
extra padding there.
Listen to me. Mors here is our best tracker. Now that you are sworn brothers of the Night's Watch, he will mold you into rangers. He has just returned from a very delicate mission, tracking down Gorals, who took the cowardly route and deserted. In the name of the Night's Watch, I thank you, Mors. I know how hard it must have been for you to hunt down a friend.
Worse than anything you imagine, or the honor of the Night's Watch is above all.
I swore an oath to the Watch. If we go back on our word and our mission, then we are nothing.
If only all my men spoke like that.
Speaking of new brothers, I see only 4 of them. Where is the 5th?
Someone attacked him last night. He's been looked after by Maester Aemon as we speak. One of our brothers has broken his vows in the most sordid manner. That traitor then beat the poor boy and left him in the snow, more dead than alive.
Damn it. I swear I'll skin the culprit alive.
Alas, we do not know if the boy will recognize his assailant, or even if he is to survive.
Too bad. The brat certainly was a pretty boy. Soft as a virgin. What a pity I never managed to corner him.
What swine!
Shut your trap.
What more can you do to me? I'm a dead man anyway.
Silence, traitor! Each time I pass judgment on a deserter, I feel the bitterness of failure. It is my duty, as Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, to make true brothers of you. This morning, you were strangers. Now, you have all sworn to honor our oath. Some come to us as knights, carrying out their duties, and some as criminals, forced to choose between the noose and the wall. Once you take the black, your past is dead. You must wash away your former loyalties, forget your family and friends. They cease to exist. Such is the strength of our oath. No wife, no children,
Check up the wall.
no lands. All that matters is defending the wall and the realm. We are your only home. We are your duty. We are your new family, the only one that matters now. More than 8,000 years ago, humanity itself was nearly lost during the long night. Our predecessors then built the wall that you see behind us. This massive wall of ice is 700 feet high and divides the continent in half. It protects the realm of the Seven Kingdoms from threats beyond the wall. Defending it is our purpose, our duty. The Night's Watch has unfailingly carried out this mission for centuries, generation after generation. Wildlings, cold, wind, and dishonor. Those are your enemies, even in the midst of a summer such as this one. We have all...
This is a gratuitously long cutscene here.
Whichever gods they are. If you betray your brothers, if you break this sacred oath, throughout the 7 kingdoms of Westeros, you will be met with one punishment.
Death! Enough talk.
Pass the sentence and get this over with.
Gorold was a brother of the Night's Watch for almost 15 years, but that bears no relevance. He will be executed for desertion. Beyond our mission, we no longer exist. Any last words, deserter?
After all my years spent here, I've forgotten what warmth is. The cold has stolen the very memory. Go ahead and smile at the sight of me, the wretched deserter. But you may do the same one day. You won't be able to take it any longer, and you'll do anything just to live again. I tried my luck, and I failed. Come on, Moors, and do it well.
Goodbye, old brother.
Goodbye, old friend. I'll see you on the other side.
You will live and you will die in the shadow of the wall. There is no other way. Welcome to the Night's Watch.
Moors, take Ronnet, Poddy, Celtigar and Patrick and put together a patrol. Make sure they smell a little less like summer before winter comes.
Right. Listen. Since I need to teach you to survive at the wall, let's see what you're worth with a blade in your hand. Gather in the exercise yard.
I would have preferred to give you some...
Show the camera, da 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 da. Go to the Castle Black.
What do you think of the new recruits?
We might make something of one of you. That scar-faced Ronnet, he looks solid enough.
Hey, dog. Are you my dog? Yeah, you're my dog, aren't you? Awesome. You gonna follow me around like a good dog?
So, Celtigar, you were as excited as a virgin to see your hero behead that poor Gorold, weren't you?
Watch your tongue, peasant. Low-born scum like you often end up the same way.
Oh, just listen to him! Still with his milk teeth and he wants to roar. Who knows, you little shit? I may even have been the one to squirt you into your mother's belly.
One more word like that, and I'll send you back to the shit heap where you were born.
I'll show them who's in charge here.
Shut up. Knight or thief, you are all brothers now, and equal before the gods. You will fight only when I order you to.
Pardon me. My vows should be stronger than my roots.
Oh, indeed, my lamb. Here, you're officially brother to swine and rapers.
Since I must train you, I'll show you why you must stay united. Attack me, one at a time.
Combat. Click on the enemy. Da da da. Active. Get attack. Add up to 3 attacks to your action queue. All right. Devastation.
Patrick! Poddy, approach! Let me see what you're made of.
Yeah. Press to change between targets. That seems like an unusual way to switch targets. Green circle. Red circle is the target being attacked. So, I think first thing first is earthquake. I like the dog is fighting too. That's kind of cool. Oop. Slow motion. Ouch.
At ease. Moors, we must speak. I've just returned from the infirmary with some very sad news. Maester Aemon could do nothing to save the boy. He has succumbed to his wounds. They were too grave.
This is sad news.
These are dark times for us.
Justice must be done, Moors.
Justice!
For the honor of the Night's Watch. Before he died, the boy had enough strength to give us the name of his tormentor. He is one of ours. Cregan.
Cregan? First Gorold deserts, and now one of our best veterans betrays his vows?
You know what I expect from you, Moors. Cregan is leading the Western Patrol. They left this morning.
I will leave immediately. Shall I take the new brothers with me to track down Cregan?
They may still smell like summer, but I need them to learn how to patrol the wall. On the other hand, we'll have to do without Patrick. The builders need him.
All right, Jaw. Cregan certainly is a big fellow.
I know. He's almost as good a fighter as you. Do not endanger your new brothers too much. We're too short of men to waste them. If you hurry, you should be able to catch up with him in the ruins of the Icemark Fort.
Understood.
One final thing. I received a raven bearing news that concerns you. A knight in the service of the King's Hand is riding towards Castle Black. He is coming, especially to speak to you.
Me?
The Hand of the King, eh? I wonder what he wants with me.
I was actually hoping that you could enlighten me on that matter.
My life belongs to the Night's Watch, Jaw. I left the Game of Thrones behind long ago.
So be it. May the gods speed you.
Listen here, you crows. We meet at the West Gate and leave within the hour.
Patrick, vengeance for several weak spots along the wall. I need men I can rely on. When will you be ready?
Straight away, Lord Commander. Just give me a moment to have a bite. I'll grab me things.
He did. He totally said it. There's a tool. Oh, I missed the Lannister quote.
There's no way it's touching my pig.
So, I guess from the timeline, this seems to be before Jon Snow arrived at the wall. But I wonder if his uncle is here. His name escapes me. He may be outranging anyway. Didn't hear that.
In the kennels like the others. It's Moore's dog, and Moores does what he likes. You best keep your mouth shut around him. What did a dog do to you? I just don't like dogs. Especially that one. Look at it. It looks like trouble.
You don't look like trouble, buddy. You don't listen to anything they say.
Seems Mormont wants us to retake Icemark.
Aye, that's an old story. The old bear must be dreaming. There'll never be enough of us to round up a garrison.
If you want my opinion, so much
Tell me to die? They're not killing my dog.
Not me, that's for sure.
You may not be an awesome direwolf like Jon Snow has, but alright, let's get going.
Pray excuse me, Sir Mors. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you have the time.
Mega quick.
Go ahead and ask.
Here at Castle Black, the brothers tell many tales about you. They speak of the legendary battles you fought before joining the Night's Watch, and about how you earned the name the Butcher, faced with the barbarians from beyond the wall.
The wildlings? Just what do you think you know about them, lad?
I heard that they're bloodthirsty barbarians who worship the White Walkers and mate their women with the others. They
You're
sometimes try to
dumb
claw their
face.
way over the wall to steal our women and destroy our land, thirsting for our blood.
Stop dreaming, Knight. Life here isn't like the tales your mother and your wet nurse told you. What you'll encounter while defending the wall is cold and chilblains. But men love to fear myths. We've been waiting for them for 8,000 years, and nobody's ever seen the others, nor the White Walkers. The wildlings are a real danger. However, they are normal men, like any other, which is exactly why they are such a threat. They attack when they're hungry, or when their balls are too full. There's nothing more
Balls are
dangerous
too
than
full.
a hungry man.
To be starving and ready to do anything to survive. I've been there. That's why I ended up here.
Enough talk. Listen, Kragan is well liked by his men. He's a good leader. They may not take kindly to us going after him. Be ready for anything. If there's trouble, stay together. Keep an eye on the brother fighting by your side, and all should be fine.
By the Seven, I hope that it won't come to us fighting our own brothers.
What? You're not from a fighting family, Pod? Oh, it feels just like home to me.
Enough talk.
Right. Quiet now. We have a mission to accomplish. The Lord Commander is counting on us.
Alright. I'm ready to go. We want to go to Icemark. This is a world map where you can travel to different regions of Westeros. Select your destination and confirm by clicking the left mouse button. That's what I'm doing. Oh, here we go. For this night. Oh, okay. I had to click the little castle. We're here, we're here. Send out the traitor.
More ruins. Is there nothing left alive along the wall?
I'm so cold. It's even worse than I'd imagined. I can't feel my feet anymore.
Silence. It's still summer, and this is as warm as it will ever get at the wall. The cold keeps you awake and walking.
What? Why would I want to change weapons? I have a giant sword.
Warm, so march on.
I have wildlings. If I see a wildling, I'll just point my sword at him.
This is not a good sign. They never move alone. We've rarely seen these dogs so close to Castle Black. And Kragan's patrol should be here already. We need to find out more.
But there are only 4 of us. Could there be more of them?
4 brave sworn brothers of the Night's Watch.
You wanted action, right? Well, this is it. So stop whining.
It's madness, Sir Mors. We don't know how many there are.
Well, now.
Earthquake. Good job, puppy. Oh no. Kragan?
Kragan, what happened here?
The butcher's here? You're too late. There are wildlings everywhere. I killed a few, but there are too many. 2 of them. Moors. They're beasts, I tell you. I did what I could do to save my lads by luring some of the bastards to me.
Why did your men go?
I sent them to try their luck crossing the bridge. Get out of here. If you want to live. Moors, go.
It cost him his life. I would have expected nothing less from that old bastard. When your time comes, do as he did, and take as many with you as you can.
We'll try to remember that, sir.
We must leave, Sir Mors. We don't have a chance.
Remember what happened to Gorold, Poddy.
If I must die, at least I'll plant my dagger in my killer's eye.
I hope that it will be so, Ronnet. Kragan was carrying the keys to the fort. They're probably still on his body.
Let's learn how to loot. A ranger's personal belongings. The bag of a sworn brother containing personal belongings and equipment. Take everything. To fill a flask, the flask must first be equipped to your belt. Talk to a potions merchant to buy a substance to fill your flask with. Once the flask is empty, you can no longer use it. However, you can always refill it by talking. Okay. That works. can't ignore the presence of the wildlings. Once you've acquired a teammate, you can play as that character by pressing the tab. Well, it's not tab anymore, but that works. What skills does he have? Targeted strike. Time for another earthquake. Using ability spends energies, da 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 da. Westeros Archives, Shield Knowledge. Maybe that's not where I'm supposed to go. Double check. Yeah, okay. Rawr. Dope. Interrupting opponent attacks when you see an opponent preparing. Da da da.
Watch out! That one's still moving! The bastard got rotted! I'll finish him off!
This boy is about to do something foolish.
Don't touch him, Poddy. He's not going to die right away. I've got questions for him.
You're as dangerous as ever, Butcher. At least I buried one of your boys.
Dogs like you always travel in packs. Your leader must be nearby. Where is he? Where is Gorn?
Shit on you, Crow!
Oh, thank you.
You have a choice. Either spit it out and I finish you off cleanly, or else I'll take my time.
Go bugger yourself, old man!
Pain will loosen his tongue.
Ah! Enough! I'll tell you what you want to know!
Fine. What were you doing so close to Castle Black?
There were only 2 of us and our men. We just climbed over the wall.
You lie. You never could have crossed here.
Gord left a long time ago. I swear to it.
He's lying.
Bastard crows! You're all out of your heads.
Speak, and I will put an end to your suffering. You'll give in either way. Everyone talks eventually.
It's true! Gorn planned it all. We came through the mountain passes to the west. We attacked several villages, but your men at Shadow Towers set that demon of Half-Hand upon us. Instead of going back the way we came, we traveled east. We gained some ground, but that bastard's patrol was still on our heels. Gorn led us here, because he knew that the gate of the wall at Icemark had been closed in haste. He always knows everything. We've been scratching at the wall ever since, digging like madmen in our quest to return home.
So the whole tribe is here. You did well to tell us everything you know. Now you may die.
I will be avenged.
We shall see.
May the demons of the 7 hells give him what he deserves.
That pillager could easily have killed you, and there are more of them in the ruins. Spare your curses and stay focused on staying alive, lad.
I understand. Those beasts truly are ferocious.
What are your orders, brother?
There's a whole clan of wildlings not far from here, and they know that we've spotted them. He mentioned Half-Hand. Corin Half-Hand is relentless. If he's tracking these wildlings, he'll get them. If I know Gorn, he's surveying the area and preparing an ambush to slow down the brothers of the Shadow Tower. We'll go down and keep them from getting the passage back open. They'll be stuck here, and our brothers can just finish them off.
Perfect. The dogs will be trapped.
And us with them!
It's a risk we have to take. We can't let this opportunity go. Gorn is one of the most dangerous leaders from beyond the wall. We've got to give it a try, and there are many brothers to avenge. I have little hope, but perhaps we can at least recover their bodies.
Dog abilities. Mors is a skin changer, which means he can control his dog. Once you have unlocked the skin changer ability for your character, you can give commands to your dog by selecting an ability from the heroic abilities bar. You can access your dog's abilities by pressing the escape button, quote unquote, and selecting the character's page, or the character page from the dog pause menu. Well, that sounds just fine and yeah. Ooh, a helmet. Take a look. See what kind of skills we got. Command your dog to attack. Dog can now succumb to fatigue more slowly. A monstrous bark will awaken the animal spirit in you and your allies. That sounds pretty awesome. Effective. Terrorize a foe. Better at dodging. Your dog's bark is deeper and more threatening. Command your dog to bite a foe's legs. Order your dog to jump on a foe and knock him to the ground. To snatch his shield out of the foe's hands. Greater control when skin changing, it can rip targets' throats out quicker. Benefited from intense attack training. Bite the hand. Leap out of foe's throat. Only a shield can repel this attack. I kind of like the idea of the buff for you. See, energy recovery changes 6%. That sounds cool, but this one clearly has a lot more stuff to get in it. Oh. I'm gonna do this one. Seems like biting taking shields out of people's hands and stuff like that. Sounds kind of fun. Alright, so I got that. Again, no points here. It's all good. Return to the game. Let's look at. Do I have any armor that I want equipped? Accessories can be equipped. Slot is locked. Oh, got a little face on who's equipping it. I guess that says. Here you go, armor. Nothing seems to happen when I click on it. Maybe because I'm still in the tutorial or something. It doesn't want me to jump ahead or something. I don't know. We will loot everyone. Some wildling armor. Because this. Men of the Night's Watch waste nothing. Can I run around as the dog like in Dragon Age? Nope. Later, Dan. Later, Mel.
What was that noise?
A wildling hunting horn. They're retreating now that they know we're close.
By the mother! We're all going to die right here!
Oh,
shut up,
quit
Poddy.
crying,
We
Poddy.
will be doing the attacking.
But we have no hope, sir!
Now put that craven back in his place.
Listen to me carefully, worm. Here, everybody fights, and nobody runs.
Have pity, sir!
Concentrate on the present, Poddy. If memory serves me, you're not bad with a bow. Cover us from the balcony. Follow me.
At your command.
Lead Poddy to a lookout position. Is there one over here? Well, I think it may be down there. Alright, Potty.
Potty, you stand here.
You can count on me, Westford.
Cover us as long as you can. Understood?
I'll do my best.
You'd best do better than that. It's our asses you're covering. We'll go down and stop them from reopening the ancient ice mark. So don't fall asleep.
I've granted a new level. Alright. Strength. Right, the icon. Skin changer. Everything in sword. That is this. Here we go. Grab your opponent and headbutt them. Get a headbutt. Sounds kind of awesome. Ready to go down over here? Come on, dog. Oh, you sneaky. Headbutt. Is he not shooting any arrows down?
Poddy is a craven wretch, but at least he can aim.
I didn't see any arrows. To the left of the enemy's health bar is the armor icon. The heavier the armor, the more health an enemy will have. 1 is no armor, 2 light, 3 medium, 4 heavy. Elite opponent is 5 and a boss is 6. Earthquake! Keep opening that instead. Yeah! Mess these guys up. Justice!
Black blood. Those pillagers have leapt faster than I realized. The door's almost open again. I'm certain that other wildlings are waiting on the other side of the wall for Gorn's tribe to open the door. We still haven't seen him, by the way. Be on your guard, Celtigar.
Some Moors? Look behind us. There are more coming.
More? Skin changer. Use the dog's abilities. If you have unlocked your dog abilities on the character page, you can use them via... Yeah, I already know that. Why are you reminding me?
They came from behind. What's that
Oh,
swine?
because you want me to set the dog on the archers? Where are the archers? Oh, they're behind us. Oh, now the dog's got a laser. You follow that laser, dog. This will be great. And I'm gonna do an earthquake. Ah, did it again. Interrupt, interrupt. Wait. Yeah.
Watch out up there!
What? Uh-oh.
Mars, the gods have given me a feast of crows today.
Gorn, you finally show your face.
This time it's between you and me. Kill the boy.
No.
Damn you all. The butcher is mine. Don't interfere. After you die, I'll be a legend. Women will fight for my seed. I'm going to bleed you, old man.
If you knew how many times I've heard that. You're already dead to me, Gorn.
Get him, dog. I'm gonna headbutt you now. Not enough energy. This is what you get for having a red clown nose. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I want to earthquake as many people as I can. It looks like they all got in nice and close for me. Earthquake! Crap, I'm fading fast here. This isn't going well. No! Oh, nice. Corin. 4 months earlier. 15 years. It's been 15 years since you left River Spring, your family's ancestral lands. As the firstborn son to Lord Reynold Sarwick in the service of the powerful Lannister family, should have been yours one day. Instead, you fled to Westeros, that nest of vipers constantly conspiring against each other in their endless game of thrones. You have turned your back on the past and crossed the narrow sea to live in the free cities, far from the webs of intrigue spun by the great families. The religion of R'hllor and its red priests welcome you, and you are now one of them, although your new faith is not a welcome one in your homeland. However, your past has caught up with you, and after a long voyage, you have returned to the town of your birth, River Spring.
Finally, we come to River Spring. 15 years ago, it was one of the region's most flourishing towns. But things slowly worsened, and today River Spring knows only idle craftsmen and discontent among the peasants. And the death of Lord Reynold Sarwick will not improve matters. That said, his death didn't surprise many people. The poor man was but a shadow of his former self since the disappearance of his eldest son. They say that his daughter is the one who makes decisions since then, and you can see where that has led.
River Spring. It is much changed.
Have you been here before?
It's been a long time.
I used to live in River Spring. I left 15 years ago.
Yes, that was a while ago. Back then, the town was still prosperous.
What happened?
I don't know the details, but I think it had something to do with the eldest Sarwick boy leaving.
I must go to the castle.
Oh? And, if I may ask, what would a red priest like you be doing here?
I don't have to tell you.
That is a private matter.
Ah, my apologies. In that case, enjoy your stay in River Spring, my lord. If you should need my services again, please don't hesitate to find me.
Understood.
My lord, would you at least give me your name?
Sir Alistair Sarwick.
Father above, after so long? We thought you had disappeared. My sympathies for your father. I did not recognize you.
My god R'hllor now watches over him. Thank you for the crossing, ferryman.
You are Alistair, son of the powerful lord of the Westerlands, destined for a brilliant future as Lord of River Spring. You went into exile in free cities after Robert Baratheon's rebellion, after taking refuge in the religion of R'hllor, the god of light and love. You are now a red priest at the temple of Bravos, and you have chosen your life, devote your life to your religion and your god. Contracted by your private tutor, you are now on your way back to your hometown to attend your father's funeral. Your past has caught up with you, and you now have to face up to those whom you left behind some 15 years ago. Weird. So I'm creating an entirely new character. I thought the other character would be with me for longer. Maybe eventually they all kind of come together, which would be kind of awesome. Water dancer, that's like what Arya was training to be, which is kind of cool. Notice they always wear helmets, and I'm convinced they all have ponytails. Sellsword. Archer. So I'm gonna assume this guy spent some time in Bravos and learned to be a water dancer, since that's the fighting style for Bravos. And because it sounds the coolest. Okay, mostly because it sounds the coolest. I'm gonna bump up the agility for him. Just a little bit of strength. And endurance. Intensity. Fierce as a wolverine. Oh, this guy's got a taunt. Mobilize, strike all the enemies. Oh, this is a AoE, that'd be nice. Attacks becoming more and more powerful. Cocksure. Find a flaw. I'm gonna go on the side for get the AoE. But yeah, well, I don't know if I really care about. Wait a second. Wait a second. I didn't even see that there were more of these down here. I'm blind. So wait, what kind of weapon is he using? Short blades, swords, short blades, and light armor. So maybe I want to put some points into short blades. See if I can't dual wield him or something like that. That might be cool. Alright, oh, this again. What do we want to do with him? So psychopath. Okay, so this is why Nag was asking why psychopath is a weakness in Game of Thrones. It's because for each opponent killed by someone else, you lose stats. That's great. I think I'm gonna actually choose that, and then balance out with something over here. What do I want to do? Ooh, I'll do that one. But then I gotta balance it out with something else. What is it? This one, he's got allergies. That sounds great. He's a psychopath. He's a psychopath with allergies.
To worse. No more travelers, almost.
Weird, is it manually removing all of the stuff that was that I had in my inventory? Morse has left my party.
River Spring is dying. You, Aubrey, it's been weeks since you've been able to bring in fresh wares. There's not a ham left in town.
Forgive my boldness, noble stranger, but I cannot let you walk into certain death like that.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm not sure of the customs in the free cities nowadays, but I wouldn't dream of entering Westerer's arm like that. And yet, as the smith labours day and night for us, it so happens that I sell the finest weapons. Blunt, cutting, perforating, you know what they say, my lord. Don't buy your blade until you know what you plan to stick it into.
Let's see your cutting weapons.
Tell me more about cutting weapons.
The most popular. I know of no weapon passed down through families that is not a sword, my lord, and there are good reasons for that. Cutting weapons are especially designed to fight against light armor such as leather, and even the skin underneath. Do you need more information?
Oh, no, I don't.
I have things to do.
Don't hesitate to come back and see me in the Merchant Square. I weep to see you so ill-equipped in this town. And don't forget, you'll be wanting armor. After all, no matter the weapon you face, simple clothes will not protect you.
Very nice robe you've got there.
Oh, thank you.
Isn't that the elder Sarwick's son? Nah, couldn't be. We haven't seen him in 15 years. One too many horns of ale today?
Halt, priest. This town is in mourning. Access to the castle is closed during the ceremony.
I'm actually here to attend Lord Sarwick's burial.
I'm afraid that's not possible. I'm under strict orders to only allow entry to close kin. With the villagers' current grumblings, we don't want to risk problems.
I am Lord Reynold Sarwick's eldest son, and I am here to attend my father's funeral.
His eldest son? Do you take me for a fool? I have been at my post for more than 5 years, and I have never once seen your face.
It has been more than 5 years since I left River Spring. Please call on Mr. Harwin. He knows of my arrival.
Well, we'll see about that, but I doubt he'll come here for you. The ceremony's about to start. John, go find Maester Harwin.
What is going on here? Why has John gone for the Maester?
Ryman, it's me, Alistair.
Several hells! Alistair? Graydon, I told you only family. That excludes peasants, dogs, and cravens who abandon their families.
Enough, Ryman. However long I was absent, this house is still mine.
How dare you! You disappeared without so much as a goodbye years ago, and now you return as if nothing happened.
The reasons for my exile are mine alone. I owe you no explanation.
I care about your reasons? It's your fault that Lord Sarwick is dead.
You've lost your head, cousin.
Your departure destroyed him. He was never the same again.
Your judgment is clouded, Ryman. I can smell the ale on your breath from here.
What? Stand back! I'll make you eat your words, priest!
What do we got here? Fierce as a Wolverine. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah! Light as a feather. Quick as a snake.
Enough! Do you not think we have enough dead here?
Mr. Harwin?
Alistair, finally. I prayed for your return.
This traitor no longer has his place here, Maester Harwin. He abandoned his castle and his family.
7 gods! Get a hold of yourself, Ryman. I wrote to him to invite him to Lord Sarwick's funeral.
I prefer to leave than to hear more of this.
Alistair, what a relief it is to finally see you. I had help from my contacts in Bravos to inform you of your father's death. The funeral will be in the Godswood. The ceremony has already begun.
Why is it not held at the Sept?
It would be if it were not in ruins. River Spring is suffering on all fronts, I fear. Let us go now. Come with me, Alistair. Let us speak as we walk.
What happened here, Maester? How could my father allow things to get to this point?
You know, after you left, Lord Reynold changed. He began to live more and more in the past, and stopped taking care of his duties. Your sister quickly found herself managing more than she should have.
Eliana helped my father govern?
Well,
Eliana?
these last few
Heard
months,
that name before.
she's practically run the house herself. In spite of her efforts, she was unable to slow the inevitable ruin of her lands without a lord. But all is not so dark. Many of your father's vassals remain faithful to their oath. They have all come to the burial in order to honor his memory. We will speak of all this again after the ceremony. Let us make haste, I beg of you.
Apparently you've been ruling this this little kingdom here.
Hello, Red Priest. I am Lady Eliana Sarwick, daughter of the late Lord Sarwick. You are just in time for the ceremony. Were you close to my father?
You have changed much in 15 years, little sister.
Alistair, why have you returned? We don't need you here.
Harwin told me of father's death. It was my duty to come.
15 years without any news. And he had to die for us to see you again. You would have done better to stay where you were.
I do not doubt that my departure was difficult for you.
Difficult? To say the least. Your disappearance was our father's ruin. Do you know how long I cried after you left? And how long I hoped for news of you?
I am sorry. I left Westeros without once turning back, it's true. I understand your reaction. It must have been unbearable for you. But I had to leave. Know that I never forgot you.
That's easy for you to say. And you should know that we here learned to live very well without you.
I understand your reaction, Eliana.
I doubt it. Go pay your last respects to father. We will speak later.
May the stranger, the eternal outcast, now guide you to the Father,
his example.
and may he judge you.
Who is that man?
I believe that is the elder Sarwick, the one who disappeared. He has certainly changed, but I recognize him.
How could you desecrate our father's body that way?
I desecrated nothing. I performed the final kiss, the tribute that priests of R'hllor pay to the dead.
You may be a Red Priest, but you should respect the beliefs of Riverspring.
I did not intend to be disrespectful, little sister.
Do not think that it is easy for me to speak with you after all this time.
Please, Eliana, listen. I left Westeros without a goodbye, and you have every reason to be angry with me. 15 years ago, the war that King Robert Baratheon fought to claim the throne forced me to commit deeds which haunt me still. The very idea of returning to you was too painful. I did the only thing left for me to do. I left and began a new life elsewhere. Not long ago, I received a letter from Maester Harwin telling of Father's death. I could no longer hide myself. It was time to confront my past. What I regret the most, Eliana, is that by fleeing to the other side of the waters, it is you whom I wounded.
All these years, I have thrown a veil over your memory. And you return at the moment when everything is in turmoil. I must be alone for the moment. I will see you later, Alistair.
Take your time, little sister. I understand.
Alistair, Maester Harwin would like to speak with you. He awaits you in the castle courtyard. And if I may add, you should be ashamed of that kiss during the ceremony.
My thanks, Ravella. I shall go and see him.
Ah, Alistair. There you are. Please leave us. So, you're not too unsettled by the situation here?
What I saw of the town upon my arrival was enough. It is a disaster. The people cannot go on like this.
Indeed. The poverty has worsened over the years. When neighboring lords became aware of your father's situation, they took advantage of the opportunity to take some of our lands.
But they have no right to do so. Our lieges, the Lannisters, should have been notified.
Indeed. But our relations with them have suffered since your father held Tywin Lannister responsible for your departure. It was after his death that your sister decided to reopen talks by going to see the most influential member of their family. That is why she requested an audience with Queen Cersei Lannister at the Red Keep. It was made very clear our lieges will act once our land has a new master. So your sister worked towards this end. Riverspring has belonged to House Sarwick for generations. Ilyana has refused to marry a lord from any other house. So, the Queen has chosen a man for your sister.
Who is it?
Valar, your father's bastard son, your half-brother.
Valar? I left Westeros hoping never to hear that name again. It is out of the question for my sister to marry him. He shares our blood. How can the Queen condone a marriage which goes against nature?
You realize that if Ilyana were to wed another lord, she would take her husband's name. Being a bastard, Valar has no family name. It was the only solution to keep Riverspring for House Sarwick.
Why did the Queen allow this?
Valar for a suitor? What does the Queen want?
From what I heard while accompanying your sister to King's Landing for her audience at court, Valar distinguished himself through his exploits. I know that the Queen enjoys surrounding herself with strong, devoted men. That is the case for Valar. By giving him this gift, she ensures his loyalty and increases her power.
But Valar was just a squire when he went off to war with me. It would take more than that to be a suitor worthy of our name.
Seeing him return alone from the war, your father blamed him for your disappearance. No matter how much Valar claimed to work for the prosperity of House Sarwick, your father wouldn't hear any of it. He cursed him and chased him away from Riverspring for good. Your half-brother was mad with rage and left seeking vengeance. Apparently, he spent several years at the Citadel, using education to compensate for his low birth.
A maester cannot become a lord.
He never became maester, but stopped at the rank of acolyte. He learned the art of war, studied the higher mysteries, and forged links. He was then thrown out of the Citadel several years later for studying the forbidden arts. He's been a sellsword ever since. His reputation spread quickly, and royal ears heard of him. In 2 years, he went from simple soldier to the Queen's Guard. He moves in the shadows. The nobles of the court fear him.
Valar. He has taken too much from me already. I cannot just stand by while he marries my sister.
There is something else of which we should speak. I would have liked to spare you this. I do not believe that your father's death was an accident.
The plot thickens.
There are certain indications that lead me to believe that he was poisoned.
Are you sure?
Believe me, Alistair, I know this subject. The Strangler is a difficult poison to detect, but it leaves certain traces that cannot be caused by anything else.
And you have no idea who it could have been?
I am not certain, but there are rumors of a possible culprit.
Tell me who it is.
This may overwhelm you, but the rumors say that it is your younger brother, Garwin.
Garwin? He was but a child when I left.
He and Lord Reynold had some serious quarrels, and he disappeared on the very night of your father's death. We've had no news of him since.
Why? Why would he have done such a thing?
Maester Harwin! The people are rebelling. Rioting has broken out throughout the town.
With all of this festering discontent, it was only a matter of time before this happened.
Tell me, does the Riverspring Guard have the situation under control?
For now, they are securing the entrances to the castle. Barricades protect us from a direct attack. But the streets are inaccessible to us. We have too few men. The guard is overwhelmed.
Who is behind this revolt?
Some guards mentioned a man, a certain Tyrek, who seemed to be leading the rioters. They appear to have gathered at the market.
How did things get this far out of hand?
Well, the lords left the castle after the burial, with their fine clothes and all. Whereas the villagers are starving, all of this flaunted wealth must have pushed them too far. Everything erupted. The villagers began to attack the lords, taking them hostage.
You said that the revolt is being led from the main square. We must go there immediately.
Captain Ryman says that it's impossible. Our men are barely managing to keep them at bay at the castle doors. There are not enough of us to attempt an escape.
Where is Captain Ryman?
He is at the doors. He's the one that ordered the barricades.
7 hells! If Ryman deals with
Good night,
it,
Fern.
the revolt will end in flames and bloodshed.
Riverspring has already suffered too much. I must join Ryman. Riverspring needs me. I will not watch our land fall into ruins without acting.
Very well. But I beg you to be careful. You are a Sarwick. Act as a liege, Lord Alster, and know that your acts will have consequences.
I will do what must be done.
I am sure you will.
Get close. Well, well, look who's here. Dear Alistair. What have you come for, my good cousin?
I hope you're thinking more clearly than you were earlier.
I have no lessons to learn from a coward.
Let's not start that again. Ryman, I did not come here to fight with you. What can you tell me of the situation here?
We've almost regained control of the southern part of town. My soldiers are about to clean it out. But in the marketplace, there are still skirmishes between rioters and people loyal to our cause. Nobles who came for the ceremony are still being held hostage by rebels on the docks in the northern part of town.
Very well. Let's go, Ryman. I want to see this for myself.
Really? His lordship would like to see this for himself? Well then, I'd be happy to accompany you to see this. I can't wait to see you reason with this gang of peasants. I hope that blade at your belt is not just for decoration. Here, take my flask. You might need it.
Can manipulate fire. Heroic abilities bar. Let's see what we got. Oh, nice! You can set your weapon to burning like the Red Priest.
Ah, there you are, Captain. We were about to execute these men. They must learn who's in charge here.
These people must have committed serious crimes if they are to be executed.
They were amongst the rioters. They must be guilty of something.
If you execute people without reason, the situation will only grow worse. Allow me some time to question them.
What shall we do, Captain?
These vermin don't deserve such kind treatment. But fine. Let's see what my cousin is made of.
What you got to say, Alan?
Tell us why you're here, friend.
They started it. We just came to ask for something to eat.
Shut your mouth, scum! You killed one of our men in the port, and you will pay for that!
This guard claims to have seen you at the port storehouse.
I was there with the others to demand food, my lord. But I'd already left when that guard got an axe through the head.
What is this man being accused of?
My lord, this man was seen in the port, where the rioting broke out.
And you suspect that he is responsible for this unrest?
One of our guards was killed in front of the storehouse. Someone must pay for that.
Let him go.
Very well.
Little Leo, what do you have to say for yourself?
This man was found near the dying body of one of our men. Look at him. He's pissed himself. You don't need more proof than that.
This man apparently killed a guard.
Everything leads us to believe it, my lord. We found him carrying an enormous knife.
What were you doing carrying a knife?
Well, because I'm an apprentice to the butcher in the marketplace, my lord. I use the blade in my work, nothing more.
Did you find him with the blade in his hand?
No, we found it in his pouch, but the blade was caked with dried blood.
You dummy.
Dried blood, you say? The blood would still be sticky and fresh if it belonged to our man. Let this man go immediately.
Very well, my lord.
Let's go.
You're finally to die, you piece of shit.
I've nothing to do with all this. My lot kept out of it from the start.
I don't give a damn. You've been a pain in our arses for far too long.
For what crime do you wish to punish this man?
He belongs to an organized gang currently ruling over the port.
They hold the merchants to ransom. They all pay with coin or their lives.
We have good relations with the merchants on the port. They appreciate our protection.
Protection? Don't make me laugh. We finally have the chance to get our hands on him. River Spring will be better off without him.
To the dungeons.
Send him to the dungeons. The situation in town is too dire to let him roam freely.
Our friend already knows the way.
You're making a grave error, my lord.
You gotta say for yourself, Malara.
You'll pay for what you did, whore.
I wish you had been in your squalid house as it burned.
What are you accusing her of?
She set fire to my house. I found the bitch admiring her work and celebrating.
Yes, I set the fire, and I'm proud of it. That monster deserves a lot worse.
If you set his house on fire, you do realize that a lord can cut off your hands for far less than that.
Oh, please, don't cut off my hands, my lord. Your guard there. He took advantage of the rioting to violate my little sister. I found her in tears, unable to speak.
You can't call that rape. The girl didn't even put up a fight.
I'll get you and make you eat your own shit.
Your behavior is the cause of all this. You are the only person here who deserves punishment. Send him to the dungeons while I decide his fate. And let this woman go.
I cannot thank you enough, my lord.
Are you done, my lord?
Yes, but no one is to take such decisions in the future without telling me first. Try to at least hear what they have to say before passing sentence. Is that understood?
Yes, my lord.
So that is how you plan to quiet the rioting? By getting the townsfolk to side with you?
Seems like a good plan.
Open this gate. I'm going to town.
Understood.
Kyle! Bloody lowborns!
Oh, it's on now. Quick as a snake. I'm gonna set someone on fire. Oh no.
Many men of the Watch are dying today.
There are so many people, and they are so well organized. Too organized for a simple rebellion.
Keep away. We're just returning the fight. The town is ours.
Wait a second while I set my sword on fire. Thank you.
We hadn't planned on killing him, my lord. It was just to teach him a lesson.
I understand your anger, but I will not accept such behavior inside these walls.
The Father watches over you.
The fight is not over, my boy. Try to find some place where you can make yourself useful.
Why are you hiding here?
My God, are those my men? What are you doing here?
Captain, there are rebels everywhere. We had to hide here to get away from them. With only crossbows, we wouldn't have lasted long against a horde of peasants armed with pitchforks.
Are you men of the guard or not?
But it's an enormous crowd, armed to the teeth in the marketplace.
We will attempt to resolve the situation, but I will need your help. Go and position yourselves high on the roofs and balconies with a clear view of the square.
At your command, my lord.
Crossbowmen up high? I quite like that idea. It will lend weight to our argument.
They will not fire, Ryman. Our sole objective is to make the villagers see reason.
You are completely mad. Nothing good will come of this revolt.
Doughball
You'd better think well, Baker.
and Preston.
If you're not with us, you're against us.
Please, Preston, just listen to yourself. We've lived in the same town since we were little.
What's going on here? Attacking the castle guards wasn't enough for you. You have to fight amongst yourselves, too.
Ah, there are the guards. Milords, we are faithful to House Sarwick, and we're trying to calm them, but it's impossible to make them listen to reason.
Traitors! You wish to continue living in squalor and eating only what the lords shit out?
Silence! I am the son of the late Lord Sarwick.
Who is behind this revolt?
He's a merchant who works at the port. Goes by the name of Tyrek. He's well respected by the people of River Spring.
At least he's one of ours. He suffers with us and fights with us. He's the only one who's dared to act while we die in squalor.
I understand. I will ask that food from the castle be distributed, but first you must stop this revolt.
You would do that? Swear by the Seven, and we will put down our weapons.
The Seven are not my gods. I swear to keep my word by the divine light of R'hllor.
I know nothing of your god, but I trust your word.
The people will never be abandoned again. Trust me.
My thanks, my lord. I was so afraid the situation would get out of hand.
Unfortunately, River Spring has seen too much of its own blood these last hours.
Tyrek promised them that there would be no innocent victims, and those poor sods believed him.
Tyrek!
Blowing up the castle's food like that, the villagers will be thankful for it, but it won't last for long.
Shit! The captain of the guard! Not a step further, but we will kill all of these lords.
Bastards! They're going after the burial guests. How do you want to proceed, Alistair?
People of River Spring, I am Alistair Sarwick. Why are you attacking these innocent people?
We've been dying of hunger for years, while these lords and ladies with their jewels just strut around us like peacocks.
Start by letting these people go. Nothing can be resolved while you still threaten them.
Free them? You must be joking. The port's merchants are all penniless. We ask only for enough to buy new wares and reopen our stalls.
Our lands are sick and the castle is low on coin. But these lords here are under my protection, and River Spring will pay for their release. Ryman, hand them your purse. Ilyana will repay you at the castle.
You have some guts. I'll make sure you repay me. Here, beggars. Now get out of my sight.
I didn't know that's what I was
Thank
doing.
you, Lord Alistair.
Oh well.
You acted like a true lord.
Your talents as a diplomat are equal to your father's, Alistair.
Your compliment warms my heart, Garrison. You should take advantage of this calm to go home. The situation here should return to normal soon.
You're right.
You acted admirably, my lord.
What were you doing, ferryman?
The lords wanted me to help them leave the town, but these brutes attacked us before I could cast off the moorings. It's a good thing you arrived when you did. I didn't think I'd make it. Let me know if I can return the favor one day.
My Lord Sarwick, Tyrek, the leader of the revolt, has turned up at the castle doors. He will only negotiate with you.
The traitor finally shows his face. It's time to put a stop to this madness.
Do not take this man lightly. Guard, tell him I'm on my way.
Very well, my lord.
How do we get there? There we go.
Open the gate. I'm returning to the castle.
Very well.
At last! The man who everyone is talking about? The famous Alistair Sarwick?
I've also heard much about you, Tyrek. You are the man who started the rioting which led to a full revolt.
You know nothing of our problems!
Your family sits warm in your castle while we die of hunger in the streets.
He proved that he is on our side today, Tyrek. He preferred to use River Spring's coin to appease his wealthy allies on the wharf. But he was generous in his judgment, and he was able to stop the slaughter in the marketplace.
I've made decisions which may seem unjust to you, but they were for the good of River Spring. Our town is where it is today because ties with the lords of the Westerlands have been cut. To bring our lands back to health, we must gain the trust and support of the lords.
Unfortunately, your efforts seem to be in vain, Alistair.
May the lords of the Westerlands rest easy. From now on, I will do everything in my power to restore River Spring to its former glory.
You disgust me. You reveal yourself for what you are. Despite your actions during the rioting, you defend the privileges of the lords. Nothing changes. The people will continue to die of hunger, while the lords feast.
During the rioting, the people of River Spring did not die of hunger. They died by the sword, Tyrek. Do you not take any blame for having brought about these massacres? River Spring has suffered heavy losses on both sides, the people and the guards alike.
The Guard will fight to the end for the survival of River Spring, but your decisions did not help us at all. You're so interested in gaining the people's love that you'll lead the town to ruin. You can't rule the town with weak actions.
The people no longer support you, Tyrek. Your cause means nothing now.
He's right, Tyrek. The rioting was foolery. Many of our people died today. Leave it be.
Enough bloodshed, Tyrek. Accept your defeat. Accept your situation. You have no support anymore.
You may have calmed them with your pretty speeches, but I know that it won't change and we'll just keep dying!
I will rebuild River Spring again if it costs me my life. And you will hear it all from the dungeons. Guards, take him away.
You succeeded, Lord Alistair. These riots very nearly destroyed River Spring.
Harwin, you address me as Lord now?
Although you do not officially hold the title of Lord, you have shown that you have the soul of one. From this point forth, I shall address you as such.
I shall try to be worthy of your trust. The town may be appeased, but I could not please everyone.
It is difficult to lead. Your choices will always leave someone unhappy. The important thing is that you made decisions where others would simply let the situation deteriorate. The decisions you made today brought peace back to River Spring. That is all that matters.
He is right, Alistair. I never thought I would say this, but River Spring needs a man like you. It would be a shame for you to leave now.
Thank you, Ryman. Rest assured, I do not intend to leave. Not anymore.
Good to hear.
Now that this matter has been taken care of, I would like to carry on our discussion regarding my brother, Gawain.
Not here, Alistair. It has been a particularly delicate matter since the death of Lord Reynold. Find me at the castle.
Understood.
Alistair, it is important that I speak with you.
What is it, little sister?
I am sorry for the cold welcome during the burial. I lied to myself by saying that you no longer meant anything to me. When Harwin informed me that you were helping Ryman handle the rioting, I was afraid something would happen to you. I would never have forgiven myself.
Do not worry, little sister. I have returned.
Are you planning to remain at River Spring?
I will restore River Spring to its former glory.
How do you intend to do that?
I have decided to seek an audience with the Queen at the Red Keep in order to reclaim my titles and inheritance.
You do not have to do that, Alistair. You know, I have reached an agreement with the Queen. If I wed Valar, the Crown will once again recognize the sovereignty of a lord at River Spring and will agree to help us.
Yes, Harwin spoke of it to me, and it only reinforces my determination.
Don't be a fool, Alistair. If the Queen were to take insult from your approach, we could lose everything.
I know that, but this marriage would mean the end of River Spring. You do not know the true nature of Valar.
I am well aware of that vulture's reputation. He and I have nothing in common, but unfortunately he is close to the Queen. House Lannister is the richest house in Westeros, and one of the most powerful. With a faithful vassal such as Valar, they will surely help us.
I see your point of view, sister, but I will not allow Valar to share a future with House Sarwick. I spoke to Harwin, and he told me that father had banished him, and rightly so. I would not have you make such a sacrifice to keep Riverspring in the family.
I'm sorry, but I cannot share your optimism, brother. I hope your words will move the Queen. I bid you take leave and speak with Harwin now.
To Harwin.
Let's speak now that we are alone, Harwin. Tell me of Garwin. I remember little of him as a child. He was restless, but not bad at heart.
He has certainly grown up since then. His relationship with your father had become increasingly strained these past few years.
To what extent?
Well, their arguments had become increasingly violent. Several days before his death, your father disinherited Gawain. As a son of a noble family, to be disinherited is a fate worse than death. This could be reason enough for Gawain to commit the unforgivable.
But there is no solid evidence of that, is there?
No, just theory. However, since this happened, Gawain has disappeared.
Would you know where he might have gone?
He enjoyed visiting your men, sir, in King's Landing.
I happen to be going there to seek an audience with the Queen. I will see if I can find him. My priority is to get my titles back. I will become the lord of these lands as my father wished. I will find a way to stop the marriage. Valar will not have Riverspring.
The Seven be praised. It is a relief to hear it.
But before all else, I must inform the priesthood of my decision.
Your old bedchamber is still there. Lord Reynald did not want it touched. I asked that it be readied in the hope of your arrival.
I thank you, Harwin.
Return to your chambers. I shall do this. Wait, is that the right way? It must be. Nope. Must not be. I think this is the way.
Master Alison.
Good evening, Master Betharios.
What news from your stay on the other continent?
The news is quite dark, I'm afraid. I pray that R'hllor will light my path. My family and my house have not fared well. I cannot return to Braavos. I must take my rightful place here.
The night is dark and full of horrors, my brother. I understand that you may not leave your people to wander blindly, far from the light of R'hllor. But in making this choice, does it mean that you have decided to leave our order?
I did not say that. I am and will remain devoted to R'hllor until I die. The fact that I remain in Westeros in no way changes my dedication to our temple. Quite the contrary.
What do you mean?
I believe that our organization would do well to have a Lord of Westeros devoted to our cause. The light of R'hllor will shine upon my subjects and neighbors.
I see. Well, we can only encourage such initiative. Our order has little representation on the continent of Westeros.
I may need you to send me Denyo to help me in this task.
It will be done. No more than the two of you, though. I will inform the rest of the clergy of your decision. and your devotion, Master Alistair. May the light watch over you.
I thank you, Master Betharios. May the light watch over you as well.
River Spring has recognized his authority, and it would seem that he has decided to stay for good.
Indeed. I spoke to him about it, and he has decided to take on his responsibilities here.
Maester Harwin, do you truly believe that he has a chance of changing the Queen's mind?
Have confidence in your brother, Ilyana.
I don't doubt my brother. I doubt Valar.
Worry not, little sister. Harwin, prepare for my voyage. I am leaving for King's Landing in order to request an audience with the Queen. R'hllor as my witness, I will be the new master of River Spring.
Chapter 3. Menace of a wildling invasion. This is a great victory for the Night's Watch. You big da 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 da. So it must be heading back to the wall.
Norse! Norse! By the gods, Morse. Only you would take on so many wildlings on your own. I was afraid we'd arrived too late.
I've seen worse.
My hide has always been tough enough. But you did take your time, my friend.
The bastards certainly made us run. But truthfully, you didn't leave very many for us.
Despite all that, I owe my life to you and your men.
My honor.
Back to the cold.
My life for my brothers.
Corin, there was another ranger with me. A little thief from Fleabottom. I stationed him up there with his bow. Did you see him?
Neither him nor his body. You're the only survivor we found.
I see. I'll try to find out what happened to him. I must find him before reporting to Lord Commander Mormont.
The Night's Watch lacks the strength it once had. The wildlings should never have been able to travel this far in the gift.
Take nothing for granted. Nothing lasts forever. We know that better than anyone.
I'll have my men sweep the area until our builders arrive to block up the opening. We'll take care of the slain. Good luck finding the boy, brother.
My thanks. I am greatly indebted to you, Corin.
Alright. I think I will call it a night here. We got 3 chapters in. Or no, we started the 3rd chapter. We got 2 chapters in. So looks like I'm guessing those 2 stories are going to start coming closer together, which seems like it'd be kind of cool. I don't know many games that have done that sort of thing where you have two different stories that kind of merge. So yeah, I think I'd like to see where that goes at some point if I ever get to it. Another game for the backlog. Anyway, have a good night, everyone.